welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic freaking day. So we're going to do something a little bit different here, all right? We're back in the dungeon. You can see the new microphone. It's here, it's working. Still don't know if the sound is correct until after I post it. But we're going to talk, okay, so we're going to kind of gameplay as we talk about some subjects here. Nothing important. It's just my opinion. And again, I can't believe I have to keep saying this, but you know, you may agree with my opinion. You may not agree with my opinion. And that's perfectly fine. It is 100% fine. But let me do that. There we go. So basically, what is going on in today's world? If you haven't heard or anything like that, there is there's trucks basically parked in Washington, D.C. They're on some other protest. And now what they're protesting is about brokers. All right. Now, I agree and disagree. All right. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The brokers have been doing the same thing since the beginning of time. So I don't understand why now all of a sudden people are, you know, freaking out about this. It just doesn't make any sense. The you know, some of the things that I've heard, again, it's going to be kind of all over the place because I don't understand what these people want. Right? I don't understand what these, you know, they're saying that they want more transparency. They want this. They want better freight. They want this. They want that. They want this. Basically, they want the brokers to give up everything and give it all to the drivers, which that's never been the case. That's never been the case. So to basically say, you know, to these brokers that we don't care, you're going out of business today because we need the money, which is a very, forgive me for saying this, but it's a very millennial thing to say. I have to just say that because this industry is very rapidly becoming more and more and more millennial. And I'm not saying this, you know, not all millennials are bad. All right, there are some very hardworking millennials. There are very hardworking, you know, Gen Xers. There, you know, blah 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 blah, and there's absolutely no reason. I'm just using it because apparently it's a thing. It's a term. Okay, I love this truck. Anyways, so here's the thing. So brokers have always kept the majority of that particular load. Now, what that particular load actually pays, nobody knows. Nobody knows outside the shipper and the broker, right? The shipper contracts the broker to find trucks to contract to haul said load. So they're the middle people, you know. I've heard some brokers are getting anywhere from, you know, 40% of the load all the way up to like 65, 70% of the load. Now, if most brokers are at the 40% load, I'm 100% okay with this because we're going to get to the reason why here in a second. But so basically, if you're up at the 60 to 70%, that you're gouging. All right, it's plain and simple. You're gouging. You know, the trucking company only, or that particular truck only can get, you know, 30% of the load, which on $1,000 load, that's only like $300. So there's really not much there, right? So, but here's where common sense in my head keeps coming back around. If the load is too cheap, don't take the load. I mean, it sounds extremely simple. It sounds ridiculous to say, but if the load is too cheap, don't take the load. Okay, in this industry, even when I first started, way back when, in this industry, you always need a way out. You always have to leave yourself a way out. Whether you own your own truck, you're a company guy, you have your own trailer, you have your own bit, whatever it is, you always have to leave yourself a way out. And for a company guy that's stockpiling, a couple $100 on a credit card and just let it sit there, because you may have to catch a plane ride home or rent a car home. You just never know, right? For owner operators, it's, try to keep a couple grand stuck aside, blah, 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 blah. But also with that, leaving yourself a way out financially wise, here's the other thing too that you need to kind of keep in mind. Not every area in the country is going to be the same. Everybody knows, if you've been in this industry more than just a few days, right? Upper Northwest, you're going to go, but you're not coming back for anything. You're going to go in great pay, but you're not coming back with great pay. California is the same thing. Pretty much the whole West Coast area. California, you're great going in, not so much coming out. Everybody knows this. All right? If you can break even coming out, you're doing good. The money that you make going in is what you're capturing. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's just the way it's always been. Texas is seasonal. If you go in, you're most likely not going to get paid coming out. That's seasonal. Georgia, Florida, that's bad all year round. It's pretty much cheap in, cheap out. Florida's kind of seasonal with the produce and stuff, but I've heard a lot of horror stories with the produce down there and them being undercutted and blah, 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 whatever. North Dakota, Colorado, those are states that literally just receive everything. They never put anything out. So you don't want to go there. So if you find yourself, okay, let me get to the top of this hill here. Hypothetically, you go to, let's say, Colorado. You go to Denver, Colorado, and you went in for $2,000, that's very well, by the way. If you went in for $2,000, that's your paycheck. That's your payday. All right, because you come in now. You get unloaded, right? You go to Denver, Colorado. You just got paid, just delivered that $2,000 load. You start calling brokers, which you should have been already starting to call, because once you get your delivery appointment, you can kind of guess when you're going to start needing to be reloaded. It's not rocket science, people. This is pretty simple stuff. Excuse me. But, so you're sitting there, and you're calling these brokers, and you're calling these brokers, and you're calling these brokers, and you're calling these brokers. You come across something, right? You're like, oh, I love this load. I've been to this place. I know where the places it's going, blah, 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 blah. And then you call them up, and you go, hey, how much you paying? Oh, they're paying $700 to go to Chicago. And you're going, what? So you go, okay, you know what? I'll do it for $1,500. And they go, nope, we can only do it for $700. Then you go, have a nice day. There is no obligation for you to say, oh, because it's $1 a mile that you have to take it. There's nothing in this planet saying that you have to do that. So I don't understand what this rally thing, whatever you want to call it, that is happening in Washington, D.C. And I wish they would stop making crap up, right? Because literally all within a 4-hour period, right? I've heard they wanted to talk to the president, all within a 4-hour period. It went from that to, we got an appointment with a presidential aide. Basically, to me, that just states nobody's going to listen to you. Here's a fluff guy, and we're going to make you happy and keep going on with what our stuff is. So you're going to give one person that works so far underneath the president at the White House an opportunity to go out and sit there and do nothing but twiddle his thumbs for 40 minutes or however long this meeting was supposed to be. Two, so that's the second version that I heard, all within a 4-hour period. The third one was we got an appointment with the president to go talk to the president, all within a 4-hour period. Y'all confuse me. All right, I'm this is why I can't get behind a lot of these groups, because they don't know what I want, and my wants and needs are completely different than your wants and needs. We've already talked about this with this a year ago, with this whole shutdown thing and Black Smoke Matters and all this other happy crap. Which these are the same people, by the way, that were a part of Black Smoke Matters. These are the same people that are now leading the front line in this. So here's the thing. Like I said, you may agree with me, you may disagree with me, and that is 100% fine either way. I have no problems with that. But I wanted to, I tell you guys the truth, right? The way I know it, the way I see it, the way I know it. And part of my reality, and it's been like this for 25 years of driving truck over the road, is brokers always offer cheap freight. If you don't want to haul it, then don't haul it. But there is absolutely no reason. There's no reason for none of this, right? There's a so-called scamdemic going on. Oh, you heard me correct. Loads are becoming scarce. They're not getting, brokers are filing bankruptcy and over. Trucking companies are filing bankruptcy, closing the doors, blah, 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 blah. And this is all we got. You guys want brokers to be, quote unquote, more transparent, basically go broke themselves to give you the opportunity to run a 1988 cab over. It seems very millennial to me. All right? If you're worried about making money, then maybe you shouldn't buy or drive a 1988 cab over. If you want something that is more reliable, that's more fuel efficient, that's better aerodynamics and blah, 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 yeah, your cab over is, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing cab overs. But there is a time and place to conduct business smartly. And running a cab over today and complaining about brokers gouging you and so on and so on and so on, and you're still running a 1988 cab over, is probably not the smartest thing for me to get behind and support, right? Because none of it makes any sense. Now, I know some of you guys here, you're going, oh, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Yes, I actually do. I'm just not on the bandwagon with the groupies. All right? I'm not afraid to tell you the truth. I'm not afraid to tell you my thoughts and my opinions on this, because honestly, none of this makes any sense whatsoever. None. And to keep playing this game of, well, we need more money, we need the respect, we need this, and then they just go to Washington or they go out on the city streets and make a complete jackass out of themselves. I can't support those type of people. All right? Yes, I hate this industry. And yes, I would love this industry to be fixed any way possible. And yes, I agree, this industry is completely broken. It is so broken. But instead of fixing yourselves because you're running wrong, you make the wrong choices time after time after time, which nobody's perfect, by the way. Everybody makes wrong choices. Everybody has to, get suckered into a load that goes to Texas in November. And you're sitting down there going, well, I can't get anything to come out just to cover my fuel. Well, that's when you pull your big boy pants on and you accept that load that just covers your fuel. coming out, because you should have known that when you got the load going in. You see what I'm saying? It's the way it's always been. No, I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm not saying it's the wrong way either. But, excuse me. Oh, okay. But anyways, no, I don't have the corona, so don't even start. I don't have the corona. Anyways, so you know what? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's just my opinion. My opinion is, yes, I have to play both sides of the coin, right? It's not because I have to; it's because I want to, and everything like that. Because here's the thing: is what they're asking for is a whole lot of gimme with no give, and that's, to me, that is very millennial, and it's very selfish, because nothing has really changed in the industry, which is probably part of the problem. But then some of the stuff has dramatically changed, which is part of the problem. These drivers becoming more and more millennial-esque is part of the problem. And I just want to have a conversation with you guys about it, right? If some of you may have already known, some of you may not have known, but I wanted to basically just vent my 2 cents, whatever it's worth. If it's worth 2 cents, or if it's worth no sense, if it's worth $2 or whatever, you could be the judge of that. But I just wanted to basically come in and kind of give a here and now video, a little bit of a unique way, because it's insanely windy outside, and pretty much all week last week I was on the night shift, so I didn't have time to record. Otherwise I would have. So, leave your opinions down below, please. By all means, leave your opinions, because that's just kind of what we do. I want to have a good discussion with you guys about this, because you guys are gonna have different opinions than I am, and again, that's fine. But I want to give kind of my realism on this, because I've heard a lot of stuff. I heard a lot of stuff about this, because a lot of it has been made up stuff. A lot of it has been stretched. A lot of it has been lies. And yeah, it's hard to support these people, because they're doing it. They're not doing it necessarily wrong. They're acting really millennial. And I know I'm going to get slack for saying that word, but they're acting very, very childish, very entitled, very crazy, because it none of it makes any sense. A lot of these guys have big long nosed W9s. They run here, they run there, they do all this other stuff, and it's just like, okay, well, so you've made bad business choices, so now you want all the brokers to pay for it? I don't understand. Anyways, now we're just babbling. So, hey, listen, my friends, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me here in the dungeon, aka my office and my old office, and it's a long story. If you don't know it, just trust me, all right? If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment on what you guys think. If we want to do maybe a Sunday something live, or we can, do something else with it too. Let me know. All right. But thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out with me today for this week's video. Something a little bit different. Like I said, I just kind of, I wanted to record yesterday outside, but the wind is literally blowing like 90 miles an hour, and I don't know what else to do. So I needed to get a video up. I wanted to talk about this, so here we are. Anyways, thank you so much for coming to hang out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on bell notification, because that is how you grab your front row parking here at the truck stop. Till next time, my friends, thank you so much. Thank you for all the support, and we will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, shit.